So the trailer for 28 Years Later, The Bone Temple just dropped, and I have to say, it looks pretty good. I didn't love the last one. I didn't hate it. It had some great moments. You can check out my review, but it had major flaws, and I expected more from a Danny Boyle, Alex Garland movie, so I was a little bit more picky with my faults. Any other zombie movie, I wouldn't be so hard, but this had high expectations, especially after that first trailer. So the trailer kicks off really well. I love the shot of the train packed with people, and then it cuts then to the aftermath where everything is sort of decayed and rotten and grown over. It is such a good visual, and it makes you really feel that, oh my God, how easy can society just fall apart? So with the trailer, you can see this leaning in heavily to the Doctor, played by Ray Fiennes, and his kind of friendship with this alpha zombie. Now, I'm not a big fan of alpha zombies. I don't mind the one in Army of the Dead, which this film is quite similar to the last one. But to have him so muscly, it's so ridiculous. Yes, they explain it that the virus is like a steroid, but he's got pecs and biceps. You can't just have pecs and biceps without going to the gym. It doesn't work like that. I love Ray Fiennes, and whenever he does, I'll watch. I'm a massive fan of The Menu. If you haven't seen that, you need to watch it. So if he's in this film more than he was in the last one, I'm definitely excited. So you don't see a lot of Spike in this trailer. You don't see a lot of Aaron Taylor-Johnson, possibly because they were so heavily played in the last trailer. So they want to show the expanding world of this movie. Which kind of brings me to the problem of the last one, the Jimmy Savile gang, led by Jack O'Connell. Now, Jack O'Connell is an absolute amazing actor. He is brilliant in everything he does. He's brilliant in Sinners. I loved him in Skins back in the day. At the end of the last film, it looked kind of ridiculous when they turned up dressed as Jimmy Savile. If you don't know who Jimmy Savile is, Google him. He's this horrible child molester from UK. He is horrible. He was a TV star. He dressed exactly like Jack O'Connell's gang with the long blonde hair and the gold chains and things like that, and the tracksuit. And I don't think it was just the fact that they were dressed as Jimmy Savile. It was all the somersaults and the ninja moves and the parkour. It didn't suit a 28 Days Later movie. It kind of suited something like Army of the Dead or loads of zombie movies, but not this one, especially something so high class with a Danny Boyle direction and Alex Garland writing. But in the context of this trailer, it looks pretty good. The gang looks pretty good, looks quite sinister, and I'm sure it will be. One thing I'm worried about is the director. Nida Costa, she hasn't got a great track record. She did the Candyman remake, which wasn't very good, and then she did The Marvels. The Marvels was a fucking disaster. And yes, you could say the studio interference and things, but The Marvels was a piece of shit. I didn't even like Captain Marvel, but the sequel was terrible. So she's saying now that this film, 28 Years Later 2, is much better than the previous one because it's got a solid script, considering she wrote the other two, which is crazy. Alex Garland is an awesome writer. It's just strange that they filmed these two films back to back, and they have two different directors. I think it was a timing issue that maybe Danny Boyle couldn't complete the full project. Who knows? But she might do a great job because the trailer looks good and I am interested. As long as they tone down the sort of ninja moves of the Jimmy Savile gang, I'm on board. I'm a massive fan of the first two 28 Days Later films. There's not a lot of love for 28 Weeks Later. I don't know why. I rewatched it just before 28 Years Later came out and I love it. But as for this movie, I am excited. It's coming out January the 6th, 2026. And I'm hoping it's better than the last one. I'm hoping it's got a more linear plot. Because the problem with the last one, it was all over the place. It felt like 2 or 3 movies in one. And I don't really like that. I can stretch to 2 kind of plot lines, but I'm hoping they really focus on the Jimmy Savile gang and nail it. But let me know your thoughts in the comments. And if you love zombies, please subscribe and I'll catch you on the next one. Cheers, guys.